So the really screwy gebouting operation is now over, and we seem to have some sort of results here. So after keeping the movements in the alcohol for, oh, I don't know, 11 minutes. Actually, no, I think it was more like 15 minutes. Anyway, it was in there for some time. Obviously under an hour. And I did a little bit of scrubbing with a brass wire brush. Not too aggressive. I don't want to scratch up the movement plates. And I tried to clean them out somewhat, as best as you can in a situation like this. So we'll let these two dry out, and then we'll see what results we get. Okay, so the operation has been completed, I guess. And our watches are now dry, I think, for the most part. They're not lubricated, nothing else has been done to them. And I don't know if you can see that, but this one's balance wheel keeps kind of moving up and down as we're going, or as it's going. So I think that may have to be tightened up a bit. I don't know if that was originally like that. I guess not, because one squares like this and one squares like this. I actually modified a pair of pliers to just, well, I took the grips off the pliers, filed them off. Let's see if I can find that pair right now. As I was saying, I modified a pair of pliers just to move those square screws. Although I think now maybe that would be overkill. Let me see, because I got other pairs of tweezers. This one's more tight, and this one's not. I don't know which way to turn the screw. Lefties, loosies, righty, tighties. I don't know. Just for the heck of it, we will do it to the right a bit. Let me just get my correct pair of. I mean, I could use these. They got no grips. Well, as you can see, there's what's left of the grips. I don't think I did a terrible job on that. Where's my big tweezers? The big ones I was using. Where are those at? Okay, here they are. Can I turn this to the right? Just a bit? No, she doesn't want to move. Okay, we're gonna have to use the pliers then. Always having more light helps. Just try and turn this to the right ever so slightly. Or maybe not. I think these things may be just oh, there we go. Just a bit too aggressive. See, this thing keeps shifting up and down. Is that pivot worn, or? I don't know. I don't know, viewers. Let's just oil these two watches and then see what sort of results we get out of them. So for oiling, we've got the lid on the right. Got our Liberty oil. I'll just put a little bit of squirt on here. I wonder if anyone knows where this is going. I know, right? Like, Greg, you're supposed to put the oil on the movement. Well, never fear, the custom-made oiler is here. This is literally a nail super glued to a cheap dollar store screwdriver. That is my oiler. Hey, you know what? If it does the job, it doesn't matter. I know, I think there are Liberty oil kits actually that come with rubber gripped oilers, but this works. As you can see, the nail is very fine and won't focus. I think this will do the job. So let's get into it. We've decided to let the American movement go first because it is a Liberty oil. It is Liberty oil, huh? I get it. So just dab it in there. I think that's enough oil, actually. You can't even really see that, can you? I'll have to zoom in more. Okay, let's put the next little dab of oil in here. Oh, here we go. We're starting to loosen up. Either that or it's just because I'm playing around with it. And we'll put this one on here. You don't want to put too much oil on or too little. I think it's on. I think it's in there, right? Hopefully. I think we're getting somewhere with that. Next pivot. We'll put the oil on there, and I think I put a little bit too much on that one. I don't know if I can clean that up. I know it's very hard to see. I might have to turn the light on just so everyone can see. How about that? Any better, viewers? I hope so. See, as you can see here, it's not very, there's not a heck of a lot of oil being involved. Oh. My phone's running out of battery. That's a first. Okay. Where do we oil next? We got these 4 pivots. What about... maybe right here? Just behind this rivet? If this came off, you would oil that, I'm pretty sure. We'll just oil behind the... Maybe this is unnecessary, I don't know. Let's get it back there, I guess. Don't put a crap ton on. And I think we're okay in that department. On that particular side, I think we're good. Okay, let's try and flip this thing over and see what we got on the other side. Hopefully all the oil that we just put on doesn't start coming off. Oil this pivot. Oil the next one. I know, right? Great commentary, hey? Oil that. Oil that. I hope this thing eventually starts running here, because if it doesn't, well, I don't know what's going to happen, what we're doing. Oil this one. As you can see, I'm just dabbing it on there. I'm not like, well, dabbing it on. Not even doing that, just kind of putting it on there just a bit. Okay, and then we got this pivot here. I think I may have just put a little too much on there. And we'll put some on the spring too. Just a bit. I hope this stays running afterward. If it doesn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll just put some in the barrel too. I don't know how much oil the spring necessarily needs. And I haven't really been showing the actual oil puddle here just a little bit. Or this one. There we go. Are we good? I hope so. The watch is fully wound, so that's why it's so eager to run. Hopefully it stays running, but I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. I think I may have just put a little too much on that center pivot. I just don't know about that one. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Movement likes to slow down right after you pick it up, so I'm just wondering here what's what. Maybe the screw on the balance wheel is just not quite tight enough. I think that's what's going on here. Or this particular pivot right here. Or that's not really a pivot, is it? It's a square screw. I don't think that's quite tight enough. And I think that's what's stopping us from getting good results here. Oh, we're not even gripping the right. Are we even hold? Oh man. Okay. Are we still loose? No, we don't seem to be quite as loose anymore. There might be something else wrong with this movement too, I don't know, and if we just pick it up. Yeah, someone must have been fooling around with this, I think. I think that's why that screw was loosened up, and I don't know why that... You just don't know who have these watches, viewers. You don't know who comes across them before you. AKA Greg. Seems to be running okay, but it's not like great results. I guess at least it's running at all. That was definitely, I think that was the problem though, with or why it kept stopping. I might even just tighten it up just a little bit more, just to see. I wonder, maybe someone thought they could, I don't know. You never know with these people, viewers. And I gotta give him, oh, well, that's a little too tight. You never know with these people, viewers, what experience they've had with clock and watch stuff. I mean, I've gotten most of my tips and tricks and the things I know mostly came off YouTube. I didn't buy a bunch of books and learn this. I'm still an amateur at this. I'm not like some absolute professional. So if someone has some sort of critique on my methods, I'd be happy to hear it. Okay, let's put this movement aside and just see how it runs like that. We'll do the other one. And I don't know if I have to repeat that or not, but I guess we might anyway. Might as well. Camera's on. Camera's rolling, viewers. Might as well get as much film done here. Unfortunately, the battery's at like 20% though, which is kind of a shame. Okay, let's put that. I think I may or may not have put too much oil in that pivot right there. I think I was doing better the first time. Seems got no oil in that. Come on. I have no idea if this is actually getting any sort of oil on it. I don't know if any of it's coming off. Oh, there. Well, there, it definitely did. Okay. Let's do it with this one now. Funny enough, the roles have sort of switched here. Now the American watch wants to run, the Canadian one doesn't. Well, what's with that? Okay, there we go. That's definitely enough oil on that. And I want to put, as I said, I don't want to put too much on here. One thing I didn't do on the other watch actually was oil this right here. And I don't know if that necessarily needs any oiling. I guess not, hey? I mean, it's a pivot on the other side, but I don't know. I guess we'll, I don't know, we'll go with it and see what happens. We'll just rivet here again, or at least try to. Get something done like that. And what else do we got to do? We got this one, this one, this one, and this one. Do we have any more, viewers? This over here isn't a pivot, that's the, what the heck is that? That's so you can lift the stem and crown, or the stem slash crown out. So that's not really a pivot. That only goes down, up and down like once or twice throughout a watch's lifetime, or maybe a few more times, I don't know, but it still doesn't need a pivot. It doesn't turn. Or it doesn't need oiling, I mean. It doesn't turn. Okay. Okay, let's flip this guy over now. See what we get. Or maybe this watch isn't running because it wound all the way down. Maybe that's why. I might actually take the crown and wind it up anyway, just to see how it is. Just to see how it's doing. I guess we'll see, yeah. Alright, let's wind this up and see how it's doing. Of course, you just grabbed like this, you know. Just put the crown in, crank her up. Until the spring finally instills, until finally something happens. Well, the balance is now moving. You know, viewers, sometimes a clock may not work, and you'll ponder and ponder and ponder and wonder, why isn't it working? And you may find out that it's not wound up. Unless it's electric. And we're not even, are we even on the right side? We're still not getting much running going on here. Holy macaroni. Let's have a look here and see what the heck's the matter. Hope the alcohol didn't rust some sort of... Oh, it's one of these, is it? Where it only runs on one side? Where the movement only wants to run when it's a certain way around? Oh, yeah. Or maybe when we put oil on the other side, it'll help it out. It'll stop now. I'm giving these watches a fair sort of chance as to why they're not running. There we go. It's only oiled on one side. And this is very fine watch oil. You can use this on dollar watches. It's even recommended for alarm clock. I say watch oil. It's really just, you know, for every kind of clock you have, more or less, I would think. Liberty oil is good stuff, and it doesn't seem to gum up anything. Not too bad, anyway. Now, why are we not running? The screw on this one may even be too tight. I'm wondering the you know, the square screw that everyone seems to want to adjust so badly. If you're a watch repair, even if you're an amateur, I mean, I made this mistake once in my earlier clock and watch work. I tried to take apart a riveted together movement. Well, you figure out pretty quick you can't get it apart. Did someone think that square screw would, I don't know, help it out? I don't know what the logic behind that is. You never know. I mean, a lot of people don't know what my logic is, so, you know, who am I to talk? Okay, I'm just kind of, as you can see, I'm just like, you know, not getting very fine dabs. I'm just kind of rubbing it in here. And this is all you can do with a movement like this. You gotta gebaut your way around it. And hopefully after that it'll actually work. Because if it doesn't, well, I don't know what you're gonna do. And as you can see, this one still doesn't work. Actually, we haven't finished oiling the pivots. We didn't get that center one. I'm going to try and tighten or loosen that screw up. I think it's too tight. I think someone was messing with it. Okay. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Yeah. And I should explain why this keeps happening. The pivot or the watch has been sitting in some sort of drawer or some flat surface for 20, 30 years, whatever it is. And that was a smooth adjustment, I gotta admit. That was pretty good. It's been sitting in one spot for so long, and now it doesn't want to go when you have it on that side. Because the pivot, or the balance wheel, has worn down on this side. Actually, you know what? I think this thing was sitting face down all this time. This is face down. Okay? Look, now it stops. What the H? So there's not really much you can do about this unless you have a replacement balance wheel, which we do, but I don't want to be the guy to install it. I don't think there's much you can really do about this. I think this is just a wall hanger, or hang it up somewhere or something. Oh great, my fingerprints are on this too, nice. I was considering wearing latex gloves for this. I don't know how necessary or unnecessary that is, but I think I'm going to start implementing that here right away. I don't like my fingerprints being on it because it doesn't look very professional now, does it? But whatever, I don't think this particularly matters with this one. I don't know how much time I don't know how much longer these two watches are going to be running anyway. Especially with the problem on this one. Gee whiz, that's bad. It basically stops when you turn it the other way around. This is not, the Canadian one has failed, sort of. Actually, no, the original owner has kind of failed because he put it lying in one particular spot for so long. I mean, of course they didn't know that. I'm sure he didn't, unless he was just trying to destroy this watch for anyone in the future, but I'm sure the owner didn't know that if you have a dollar watch sitting in one position for so long, if you have it like this, if you have it hung up on the wall or hung up somewhere, it'll be okay, like this. But if you have it face up or face down, after a long time, the balance wheel will wear, and that's what's happened here. And this is quite common for dollar watches, I would think. I think I've run into some others that have this problem. So, I mean, that's how it is, I guess. At least with the older ones, when they have this problem, at least you can, like, replace the balance wheel or find a parts one or do something like that. At least you're not screwed out of... In this case, you're kind of screwed because... Well, I guess you could replace the balance wheel, but is it really worth finding a taper pin to put in there. I still haven't been able to come up with, I don't think I told anyone this. I'm trying to find some sort of Westclox taper pin replacement thing. You know, I want to find taper pins that are the right size for the dollar watches or the main alarm clocks, and have it be able to like buy it in a set of 100 or something like that. You know, like how everyone would want if there was demand for this. So I'm trying to find a good taper pin. So yeah, I'm trying to find a good taper pin that'll work, that you can buy available and not have to make, because that would kind of suck. I mean, I don't have a lathe and I don't have the tools for that to make taper pins. I don't even know if OK Bridges has been doing that. I don't think he has. Okay, so we're gonna start reassembling movements now, or reassembling cases now. We'll just put this back on. This looks very peculiar, and I just realized I still haven't glued this together. Nice. I don't know. Can we get away with that not being glued? Find out in the next episode of the GPWS. No. Okay, let's do something about this. So obviously the dial goes on like that, and this goes on like that. Little paper face, oddly enough. I think we'll just take a dab of super glue, I think, and we'll just kind of, you know, go at it here. Let me just get my super glue out. Not the Gorilla Glue. I know, this show is almost sponsored by Gorilla Glue. We're using so many Gorilla products all the time. This stuff's great glue, I gotta admit. This may be overkill. I don't know, using super glue, but we're gonna put a couple dabs here and there, you know. This reminds me of working at Westclox, funny enough. I don't know, maybe this is something they do. Okay. So put that on. Put that on. Line it up. Greg, line it up before it's too late. Greg, line it up. Here we go. Almost. Just so close. Come on. Yeah, get all two hands for this. I think it's on. More or less. Okay. Maybe I should have put some glue in the center, hey? And this shouldn't take too terribly long to dry. I think it's now all lined up. Seems to be. This is about as lined up as it's going to get from me, I think. Commenting on the background noise here, viewers. Isn't that a nice sound? The dollar watch is running. Interesting little scene taking place over there. At least there. And I know this looks awfully shaky here. This balance wheel is moving like that. But I truly don't know what else to do. What do you do? It's worn. And I have no taper pin. I have no commercially available taper pin here to replace it. Who knows, maybe the Walmart timer taper pin would be good for this. And thankfully there is a taper pin. I mean, if I can't, I don't know. We'll see if it even fits. I'm going to have to do that in another video. We'll see if the Walmart timer taper pin fits in this. Okay, while you're doing this, make sure to glue some of the center down, because this moves now. If you have to re-glue one of these, glue a bit in the center. That was kind of dumb. Look at that, it moves up and down. At least it's not like terrible or something. I don't know. It's okay. I think it can pass. Okay, so we'll just leave. Is this ready to go? I don't know how fast Gorilla Glue actually dries here. Let me just see. How fast does this go? 10 to 45 seconds, eh? I'm also getting all confused again. For some reason, I thought this was the American dial. I have no idea why. I literally worked on this thing yesterday. I don't know why I'm getting all mixed up on it. Okay, let's put this here. This here. Where else was... I think this was the Canadian one, wasn't it? Now I don't know which parts were which here. I have to go back to the start of the series now to see what case belonged to who. Honestly wondering as I was just looking here. I don't know, is this worth reassembling in this state? I mean, oh hey, you know what? At least it's a good table display model, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess we'll assemble it and see what the heck happens. Come on, Canadian dollar watch. Let's see some action here, man. Come on. Oh, and I'm forgetting the... Okay, I thought this was coming apart there for a second. Oh, that freaked me out. Okay, I don't think I did the greatest glue job here, putting glue in just 3 spots and nowhere else. You know what? Let's assemble the American one first. Let's give that one some time to dry. We'll just put all that over there. Where's the Canadian gearing for this? I mean, the gearing's, well, I guess the little motion work is basically the same on both of these. I'll just put that there. We'll give the American one a chance here, since it seems to be the underdog of this series. Well, sort of. Well, not really. Okay. Now that we get it in focus here, let's have a look. I think I'm gonna film the entire reassembly. I mean, you saw how it goes to disassemble this. My phone battery's at 6%, so that's why I'm kind of, you know, motoring now. Where's the hands? Where did I put the hands for this thing? Okay, let's get motoring here, viewers. Put the dial back on. Oh, well, you know what? We need our we need the gearing here first. And the thing I seem to want to so desperately skip. Okay, I'll just put that on. That goes on like that. And I'll get a pair of tweezers here to make my life easier. I should really stop putting the plastic tips back on these. I'm gonna need. I seem to need these like 10-15 minutes after I take them off. I might as well just leave them off. Put that on there. Good. I'll zoom in so you can see what's cooking. Westclox, Scotty, here we go. So wait, viewers, does this technically mean that the Scotty is better than the Dax, even with its plastic gearing? Because if the Scotty seems to be working better, doesn't that mean that it itself is a better functioning product? Whoops. We can get this on here, that'd be great. Just kind of finagle it on here, but it'll go back on. Have we stopped? Great. Gee whiz. I don't want to touch the pivots with my hands here either. That would be great, just to get the oil all over my hands, and I think I've done that once now. Great. Okay, what the heck's going on here? Come on, you guys. Go on. Hey! No. Hey! I'm not even filming it. Okay, you just finagle it on there, basically. That's what you more or less do with this. And we'll push our tabs back in. Maybe not all the way, but some of the way. To dial back on, we can now put the hands on. And hopefully I didn't take too much oil off this thing. That's the one problem with dollar watches. They're so small, you know. You kind of put your hand on or you put your finger on a pivot or something. Happens there, and it's... And then, of course, you could re-oil it, but then you don't want to put too much oil on it. And who had whose hands now? I don't know which hands were which. Okay, the Scotty, or the Dax. Yeah, the Scotty. Whoops. The Scotty had the silver hands. And the Dax had the brown hands here. Okay, we'll get our card on. And we'll put our hands on. So to start with, I think I'm going to take the seconds hand. I don't know how common it was for clocks back in the day to have second hands. I know watches definitely had them, but clocks not really. Maybe if it was electric it did. Okay, I'll just press that on. I don't think I have this stand tight enough together here. Let's just press this, do more like that. Okay, I don't even think that's on quite right. Seem to be racing against the clock here, viewers, for no apparent reason. Okay, here we go. And well, I guess there is an apparent reason why we're racing against the clock. It's because the freaking phone, I forgot to charge it last night. And now we're at 6% battery. I need Apple to come up with a mechanical phone so I don't have this problem. And, you know, anytime it runs out of power, just wind her up quick. Okay, let's get this on here. Come on. You know, I don't even know if I need the card for that, honestly. I think I just put her on and away you go. Okay. Put that on. Get that to the 9 o'clock position. There we go. Slick. Now let's put the other hand on. And hopefully it doesn't go flying across the basement this time. Like last time. That was fun, wasn't it, viewers? And as you know, viewers, just, you know, repeat of disassembly mostly, really. And we seem to have stopped now. Great. I don't know how long these watches are going to be running for. Because one wants to stop. One's really eager to go. And both of them seem to stop and start. And I don't know, that's quite the way you put the hands on. I mean, it's close enough, I guess. I'm wondering if the minute hand is too far up, but I guess we'll see. I guess we can put this on and try and fit it on here and see how it goes. The second I do that, of course, it stops. Okay. Is that all you do for these? Let me just think here. Is that all I have to do before I just put it in the cabinet and put the crown back on? I think that's everything. I'm debating if I'm going to use this back or not. I guess I could. I might put the other back from the murder scene, the crime scene watch. I might put that back on it. Okay. You just kind of throw her in here. Try not to make it too uncomfortable for the watch as you do so. Is this even the right cabinet? Or the case? I thought I had the right case. Apparently not. Or maybe it's just not fitting. Hold on, viewers. These little tabs you got to get in. I've got to get her in place here so it all fits here. Okay, the watch is kind of fallen in too far here. I don't know if you can see that. There's these little notches in the case where you get these tabs in their correct spots. Maybe it would help if this was facing the right way. Holy crap, viewers. Wow, great reassembly here, Greg. No, we'll get it. Okay, there's one. There's one. Where's the other ones? Oh no, have I not put the face on right or something? Well, I guess there's only a couple of ways this can go together. I mean, the crown has to be facing the top, no matter what happens. Is this in? Are we in now, viewers? Of course, the watch doesn't want to move now. The watch doesn't want to run, I mean, not move. I guess it's discontent with its new home. Miraculously, the watch went back together somehow. You got to get each of the tabs on the movement. There's a little slot. There's a little tab on each movement. Oh man. There's a little tab on each end of the movement here. And it all slides into this little notch in the case. I don't know if you can really see that. But anyway, you got to finagle it in there. But eventually it did go in, so that's great. How long did it take you to get it in there, Greg? Probably too long. Let's get our crown in place. Good. Take our tweezers. You got to pull up that thing in there again. Let's rip the whole movement out of the case again. Nice. Just what I've always wanted. The watch has now stopped. That's even better. How did I have this before? Didn't I just take a screwdriver and just kind of put her in there? Thought it was like that. Okay, we're gonna hold that side of the case there. We're gonna go up, or what are we doing? Man, you know what? That support bar. We need that bar that supports this thing in here. This is ridiculous. Which way did that go? Didn't it go like this? You know what? We may have a bit of a problem getting the crown on now. This may block it. I think. Maybe just a bit. Let's get a smaller screwdriver. You get a really small one. There we go. Finally, we moved it up, kind of. Okay, let's get this in here. Come on. Come on. Up you go. There we go. We finally I think this thing is actually sprung, sort of. So you gotta finagle it like that. This is the definition of finagling right here. Look at how I have my hand. Come on, go in! Go in! Come on! Come on! Before it's too late! Oh man, this is turning into just a great little thing here. What a fun project. I think you guys get what's supposed to happen here. But I can't seem to show it. Okay? I can't seem to get her on there. I think we might just skip this part in the editing process. As you can see, pull it up, put my finger there, put the crown in, down she goes. Hey! We got it! Good, good. Okay, now that the crown is in correctly, we can now put this back on. Or we can put this on. Is this even the right bar for the right? I don't know which one's which. We're going to kind of interchange some bars here. I don't know if these are... which one goes on where. This one go on here. You can't even see what the heck I'm doing, nice viewers. Okay, I don't know which one. So after testing everything out for about a week, we have found that this watch here likes to stop every once in a while, because actually it doesn't stop. It actually only stops when you hold it in your pocket. So unless, like, you know, the maneuvering around in your shorter pants pocket is too much for this watch. I think the balance wheel, because I was messing around with that screw, I think the balance wheel is a little too loose, so I'm gonna have to go in there and get that adjusted. I can't seem to get this thing apart though again. I don't know what the heck keeps happening. It seems like it doesn't want to let go. As for the American watch, I think there's a worn pivot or something's up because it runs way too slow. And it wound down, by the way. That's why it's not running. So yeah, I can't get this stupid crown off here right now. I'm trying to push this up with all my might here, but it doesn't seem to want to come off now. So I don't know what the heck that's all about. I was thinking here, did I somehow screw this up? Because why is this up now? And I've been trying to get this crown out. Like, as you know, I've been trying to get the crown out. But now it seems to almost be stuck up. I thought I was doing this right, but I don't know. Very, very bizarre thing that's happening here. I'm just wondering if I almost, like, screwed this up somehow, because why is this up, and this still doesn't want to come out? So, I don't know. It could be because this back here, or where's the actual back for it? The back was really tight on this thing. And I'd take my tool and I'd lever it up against the crown and pry it off like that and pop it off. Other than that, it took a while to get the back off of this thing. So I'm wondering if that almost messed this up a little bit. I don't know. Because maybe prying it up against the crown like that, or having it in here and then popping it up, maybe that messed it up. I don't know, viewers. I don't know. Maybe there's a solution for this. But in the meantime, and I did try and get the crown off this other watch, which I hadn't used that method of doing it. The crown popped off just fine. So I'm wondering, and I did put it back on. So I'm wondering if this got all, like, screwed up here somehow, if I unintentionally messed that up. I know, right? Skill level's 1,000 here. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on this one. I guess we'll leave the video here at that. Anyways, viewers, that'd be kind of a stupid series if the whole thing was just, you know, almost done, and then it broke it or messed something up last minute. Anyways, viewers, we'll leave it at that for now.